Hello, I'm doing a little bit of a watercoloring experimental today, and if it turns out good, I wanted to share this process with you. So, I'm doing a tiny little thing in a watercolor sort of a sketchbook, watercolor pad. Usually, I think I would have preferred to, tear the page up and so that I can properly stretch it so it doesn't buckle. But then, since it's also a very small piece and it's not very important, it's just experimental, I decided to keep it in here. I'm not gonna be able to properly stretch the paper, so it will probably buckle, but I think I'm gonna experiment with trying to see how I could reduce buckling without taking it off. So I'm gonna try to just stretch the front of this paper. I don't know, I don't think it'll turn out great. We'll see how it goes. By the way, this is not, I don't think this is even proper watercolor paper. This is like the cheapest pad I could find after moving to Australia. It's like, looks like cold pressed, but the other side is flat. So I think it's not cold pressed, but rather they have a mold that's shaped like rough paper. So this painting also utilizes a granulating aspect of the watercolor heavily. Particularly the red paint I'm using here is from Schmincke's Supergranulation series. The blue is just an average ultramarine, but ultramarine already granulates quite well. So yeah, there's no issue there. And mixing the two gave me a very nice brownish color. It's not exactly brown, it's not exactly violet, but it's a good color. And it also has a interesting gradient because the pigments are heavy and they pool in different parts. So one part is slightly bluer, another part is slightly darker, and it's kind of a beautiful galaxy kind of mix. The red paint that I'm using, the Schmincke one, it's their Volcano Red, and I think it's a very good paint for doing blood. I don't know, I can't exactly name this effect, but it's like both very, very red, and the granulation aspect kind of feels bloody. I don't know, yeah, to me it looks like I actually enjoy using it to paint blood in this painting. And yeah, this mix of volcanic red and ultramarine blue has become a favorite mix for me. I don't think it's very versatile. I've been able to paint a couple different paintings using just this two, although I don't think it's gonna be enough if you want to do a more complex or a more detailed piece. But for simpler pieces like this, you can get a nice image, and I've quite enjoyed using these two paints together. I've also been experimenting with a new style of doing my line arts. I've been incorporating loose short lines, like curvy lines, and I've been using them around a figure, or sometimes I've been using it to add accent to flow of the shirt or flow of the hair, and to give it more of a sense of dimension. I find that it helps give my paintings more of a stylized and finished look. Before, I found my paintings to be a little bit flat, despite having my style be there, having my sketches resembling my sketches, but the end result felt unfinished and too simple. So I found that this new line art style has been an easy way to get that more finished look for my art, and I'm really enjoying it. I still need to get better at it. I'm not able to get the image that's in my head on the paper yet, but I've been practicing. At first glance, when you look at an image of a person in scrubs holding a heart, it probably brings up the image of a surgeon or a doctor. But this inspiration for this drawing came from my own experiences as a new nurse, even though I don't work on a surgical ward. What I want to do is incorporate ideas from my work as a nurse into my art. Find subject matters for my illustrations that come from nursing. I chose this imagery to evoke a sense of shock that I felt when I started working for months, and still it reverberates in my soul sometimes now that I've been doing this for about 6 months. I kept thinking that maybe I should make use of nursing and healthcare related things that are in my art. But I have trouble coming up with evocative and appealing ideas and visions. Hospitals are empty of imagination. They're sterile, they're rigid, they lack colors, especially not in adult wards. In pediatric wards, there's at least a little bit of an effort in using colors or such. That is why I've been having a hard time drawing anything related to my work. But this is the first time I've given it a good try. And I'm happy with the image, but I feel like, okay, I've already depleted it and I don't know what I would draw next. But I do hope that I figure it out so I can do more art related to nursing. I feel like there's a lot to explore and I'm improving, which is a very good feeling